Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today we're going to take a look at a really cost-effective set of Bluetooth headphones. Keep watching to find out more. Oh, and by the way, they're really bassy. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at these. These are the PowerLocus P3 Bluetooth wireless earphones and also wired earphones, so these actually tick a lot of boxes. So what are they? Essentially, they are really cost-effective Bluetooth earphones, which can also be used in a wireless mode with a standard 3.5mm jack. So if you want to use these on battery, you can have a battery life up to about 26 hours at lower volumes. If you're raising the volumes up to the higher levels, then realistically you're looking about 11 to 14 hours, which is still a really long time for a set of Bluetooth earphones. Now, if you're using it obviously on a wired connection, it doesn't use any battery power whatsoever, so these will be completely limitless. You can use them as long as you want to, which for me is actually a great thing. You can take them where you want. If you want to use them wirelessly, you can do. And then when you get back to your home, to your caravan, your chalet, your condo, whatever it is, you can just plug them in and carry on using them, so you don't have to wait for them to be recharged to continue using them. And actually, you can charge them at the same time as using them with the wired connection, which is great. That ticks a lot of boxes for me. So when you're not using them, is the battery going to go completely flat? Well, it will do, but you've got about 500 hours of standby time, so if you're not going to be using these for a couple of weeks or a week or two, then they're going to be absolutely fine, left in their protective box and left to their own devices. And then when you do think, I'm going to go for a run or I'm going for a walk and I need to listen to some music, these are going to be there ready and waiting for you. So that's enough waffle. Let's get these things out of the box and I'll show you what the unboxing experience is actually like. So first of all, the packaging, as you can see, is a pretty cool packaging actually, monochrome look. So you've got the PowerLocus logo on a nice satin matte black box. Got a little bit of description on the back, but yeah, actually looks pretty good. Now, these actually are available in various colors. These ones are the jet black version. There's also a black and red, a white and pink, and I think a completely white version as well. There are some new colors coming to the range, so you can check them out from the links in the description below. They are affiliate links, so if you do buy from them, we do get a little bit of a kickback from Amazon. But anyway, on with the unboxing. So first of all, this is the hard shell, or semi-hard shell, that comes with the headphones, so protective. These are going to be great for luggage, carry-on luggage, that kind of thing. You can pack them away and they're not going to get damaged. It's a pretty resilient and quite a weatherproof finish as well. Obviously the zip area is going to be the weak area as regards to water ingress, that kind of thing. So if you do get fluids spilled inside your bag, then they're going to be relatively well protected. You've also got a carabiner hook on the side, so if you wanted to, you can attach them to the side of your trousers or whatever for ease of use, or just to carry the empty pouch after. So in the bag you get a USB connector, so that's USB to micro USB, that's for charging. You'll also get a black 3.5mm to 3.5mm jack, and actually there's a button on there for something. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. Right, okay, that button on there is for ending and playing, pausing, all that kind of stuff. And actually there is a tiny little microphone built in there. So this is a combo jack. Now actually I didn't notice this before. I thought it was a straight 3.5mm to 3.5mm, but it is actually TRRS to TRS. So that's standard 3.5 to the 4-pole or 3-pole device for headsets, mobile phones, that kind of thing. So actually, yeah, that's pretty cool. Didn't realise that before. That's a bit of a surprise. So the headphones themselves. Now the headphones themselves, obviously, as you can see, they fold nicely, so you can go into a transportation device, this thing essentially, but wherever you want them to go. They'll probably actually fit in a relatively large jacket pocket as well. The finish of these is in like a gloss black, which I'll be completely honest, is a massive fingerprint and grease magnet, so you probably will be spending a lot of time keeping these clean. But essentially, it's a very well built, very nice, strong, sturdy plastic. The folding action is very solid and they're unlikely to kind of collapse at any point. So yeah, it feels pretty good. Now actually at this point I should probably talk about the price. Now these at the moment in the UK are going for £20, which is an extremely low price point for this kind of headphone, in my opinion. I have reviewed other ones similar to this and they have been upward of sort of 30, 40, £50. So yeah, for £20 I was a little bit dubious what to expect with these, but actually I'm pretty pleased. For £20 I think most people would be very happy with their purchase. So on the side you've got the adjustable arms, so standard kind of thing, so you can pull these out to your desired length, and the cable has got a pretty decent amount of flex there, so you're unlikely to damage the cable by repeated adjustment and all that kind of stuff. They do actually feel pretty sturdy. I'm bending these around and just kind of trying to be deliberately heavy-handed with them, and they seem to be taking everything in their stride, so that is pretty good. Now they are a little bit on the small side, if anything, I would say personally, or maybe I've got a big head, who knows. But yeah, they're actually pretty comfortable as well. So when you've got them on, there is passive noise cancelling, so it does block out some of the outside noises, and it's quite a good clasp on your head. If you adjust them to fit, yeah, that's much better. Yeah, the sound deadening is actually quite good in that respect. And the band on the top is all padded as well, so it's not going to be giving you a headache or anything with extended use. Now, they are actually quite a small pad, and the actual earphone itself, everything on this is slightly miniaturized from some of the other headsets I've used previously, but they're still using a 40mm driver in there, so you get plenty of bass. They actually are really, really loud. I was listening to these a little bit earlier, and they are incredibly loud. There is a considerable amount of noise leakage, so if noise leakage is a thing for you, obviously you might want to look at a slightly different model. With these on full blast, with Kath on the other side of the room, she could quite easily hear the music, what was going on, all that kind of thing. But again, it's a £20 set of headphones. You can't really expect a great deal of that, especially for them to be completely sealed. Moving on to the side, so this is the control. So for Bluetooth use, you've got the on button, so you press and hold that, and that turns them on or turns them off. The button at the bottom is play, pause, or answer or reject a telephone call. The side buttons, so it's volume up and volume down, and if you press and hold those buttons, that then becomes skip track or reverse track. And actually in use, I found this to be very intuitive, and I found my way around it very, very quickly. With some of the kind of AirPods and AirPods, with all the various combinations of clicks, it does get a little bit confusing, so it's actually really nice to use something which is really intuitive and just works straight away, and you get a real feel for it within a very short time. Muscle memory kicks in, and you can quite easily remember what is on, off, play, pause, all that kind of stuff. Moving towards the bottom, there is a protective cover, which actually goes over the USB charging port and also the 3.5mm jack port. So again, yeah, if it's out in the rain, ideally you don't want to wear these in the rain if at all possible, because obviously they're not fully waterproof. There are areas where water can get into, but the odd splash, the odd occasional drip of rain, I don't think is going to be a major problem. Obviously don't submerge them in water. That's probably not a good idea. So obviously with these being Bluetooth, you can't use these with your mobile phone for taking and receiving calls. Now, the one downside I would say of these is the microphone, which is the same with a lot of these types of headphones, because of where the microphone's placed and of it being a mono microphone, I believe. There's only one hole that I can see on the on the right hand side, sorry, left hand side that would be. Yeah, so left hand side is where the microphone is. And where it's actually aimed, it's aimed kind of down here. So it is picking up your voice, but it's more than likely going to be picking up kind of your voice bouncing back off of things rather than going in directly. So again, with most of these kind of devices, unless you've actually got a boom mic coming around in front of your mouth, most of them do sound relatively quiet. And this one is no different. You can actually have a telephone conversation, it's not a problem. You can be heard, it's just not the crispest and not the clearest. But again, this is that £20 price point, so you can't expect miracles. Now, talking of miracles, one thing I actually did find very interesting, which is part of what is actually inside the box, which I've never actually finished going through. So inside the box, you get your instruction guide, which is in English and other European languages, which is nice to see. There is a kind of welcome to PowerLocus card as well, with contact details. Now that's the one thing which really surprised me. So you've got a international warranty, and you actually get a 2-year warranty with these. These are actually from a company based in Bulgaria, and due to European laws and all that kind of stuff, you have to have a 2-year warranty on things. So for me, that is a great thing. They also actually have all of their contact details on this business card. So if you should get any problems, and they actually aim to resolve all problems within sort of 24 hours. If you don't get it resolved, they will send you a new set, all that kind of stuff, which is what it says on their Amazon site, which I found very impressive. Also, there's a email address that you can email. There are 4 different telephone numbers depending where you are. So there's a Bulgarian number, there is a US number, a London number, and the other one I think is a WhatsApp number. So there's various different ways you can actually get in contact with them. So they're not one of these companies which are just going to pile out a load of goods and then kind of disappear into the background if you ever need to get contact. They've been up front and they've put all their contact details there, so if you do get any problems, you can go ahead and hassle them. But they do aim to have a less than 1% failure rate, which is actually pretty impressive. If any of you are in the manufacturing business, you'll know that having a 1% failure rate is actually pretty darn good. So anyway, I've given these a test. They're very loud, they're very bassy, which is actually surprising again for the price point. Sound quality is excellent. The mids, the lows, the highs, they all seem to be there in the right places. It doesn't sound muffled or in any way, shape or form. If anything, actually the sound is quite powerful and quite a heavy bass to it. So me personally, I quite like that kind of sound signature. You may not do, but again, if you buy these through Amazon, then you get those kind of returns options. So if you don't like them, you can always send them back. But I would strongly suggest that you give them a try. So there you go. This has been the PowerLocus P3 Bluetooth headphones. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.